Welcome to Cooking with Cheese. I'm the cheese. So today what we're going to do is we're going to make a ham and potato soup. Sometimes after Thanksgiving you got all that ham left over, so this works great. It's a real simple recipe and very, very delicious. I'm going to tell you. So I prepped everything already up front. So what you need is you need 1/4 cup of celery, 1/2 cup of celery, 1/2 cup of onion. Little trick for cutting onions: chew some bubble gum while you're doing that. It keeps your eyes from watering up. My daughter gave me that tip. I need 1¼ cup of the ham chopped up. Okay, so make them into kind of small pieces. All this, because remember, it's a soup. You're going to be eating soup, and you need 5¼ cups. Around 5¼ cups of potatoes, russet potatoes, diced up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this. We're going to put it in the pot all together. Okay, and then what we're going to add to the pot is we're going to add 5 cups of water. But what we're going to do, generally you kind of want chicken broth. What I like, this is the Herbox chicken bouillon, so it's granular. So I've got 5 cups of water, and we're going to put 3 tablespoons of this into the water. I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. Let's go ahead and just pour that in here. Always a little bit of a mess. We're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Now, I've done this with other amounts. A little bit too much pepper gets a little spicy, so 1/2 works pretty good. And we're going to need 1½ teaspoons of salt. You don't need a lot of salt for this because there's already salt in the ham. So we're going to go ahead and put 1½ in. Okay, so we're going to stick this on the stove. Get that all mixed up. You want to bring it up to a simmer. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get this going. And we'll do that here in a second. And then while that's going, what you want to do also is very slowly, you want to take 1 stick of butter. I cut that up some so it'll melt a little easier. And it's going to be 3 cups of milk. Now I use whole milk. And this is going to go in at the end. So it's 1, 2, 3. Now you want to warm this up slowly, because what happens is you can absolutely scorch milk. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this on the stove and get it going, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what to do in a little bit. Okay. Just for a little update here. So what we got going on is all the goodies are in here. And come on over and take a look. See, so it's simmering, and that's kind of what you want. You want it looking like that. So we're going to keep it going like that. Every once in a while you can just go over, do that, stir it up. And we've got the butter's almost melted into the milk. So we got it, pretty low. We're going to keep this warm as we get closer. Now you want it like this with the ham and the potatoes for about 15 minutes. And you'll be able to tell the potatoes will get really, really soft. So at that point, when we get real close, what we're going to do is we're going to add some flour to the milk and the butter mixture. So it'll be 1/3 cup plus 2 tablespoons. And what you want to do is you want to add a little bit at a time and keep mixing it up so you don't get these big clumps in the liquid. So once we get that all mixed in, then we're going to go ahead and pour it into the soup, and that's going to help thicken it up. And we'll have to keep warming and heating and stirring that up, and we'll get back to that, and I'll show you, because it'll run off the spoon like really fast, and then after a while it'll start coming off thicker, and that's the point where you're kind of done and it's ready to eat. Okay, so we'll be back in a little bit. So check the soup. The potatoes are just about ready. Good spot to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mix our flour in, and we're going to use a whisk and mix it in with our milk and butter. So I'm going to put one in at a time. Go ahead and get that. And this stuff, since this is nice and warm, this will actually mix up rather quickly. So there's one right there. All right, that's 2 tablespoons, right? And then we're going to need 1/3 cup. Remember that. So keeping this on a nice low temperature is keeping it warm, ready to go. So that's actually pretty good right there. We'll go with our 1/3 cup. time. Mix it up. Keep whisking and whisking. So this flour acts as a thickening agent. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. So depending on how hot your mixture is, it can thicken up rather quickly. And it looks like that's what's kind of going on here. So we'll get that mix, keep that mixing going. Go ahead and turn it off because this is really good and ready to go. So you get a look at that, see how it's all mixed up and good. All right, so we're gonna come over here. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna add this. We're gonna add this right into our soup. Clean this up in a minute. Let's go ahead and get this stirred up. You come on over and take a look and see how this now looks. See, this is looking good. So, what we're gonna do is we're going to keep stirring this a little bit, and like I was talking about, so see how it's kind of like just kind of falling off? That's not thick enough. So we're going to come back in a minute. We're just going to keep stirring this up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's thick enough. Okay, so you got to kind of take your time, keep stirring this up, and we'll be back in a minute. Buddy, so we've been stirring it up for a while, and you can come over and you can see just how it's kind of thickened up some. So see how it's changed coming out. Look at how it's going down on the spoon. So that's pretty good. So we're pretty good now. And I'd say it's time to actually try some. So let's go ahead, take some out. This is dinner, by the way. Yeah, boy. Oh man. So, nice and thick, ham and potato soup. Really simple, not too many ingredients. It's to die for. Enjoy.